This is the Y105 FM Early Morning Show, along with Foresight Bank, doing the Cool Classroom. The Cool Classroom is a celebration of students and teachers and everyone doing as much as they can to have fun and celebrate the world around them and to help to make a difference in the world we're in. I am excited about that because I spend a lot of my time doing things that are trying to help other people. I used to advise a high school club called Key Club, which is a fantastic club where students do public service. I try to promote as many people doing good things as possible so other people see that and they want to join in too. Because even if your activity is about cyberbullying, there's other things that people are going to get from it. They're going to see students doing something to make a difference, and it will inspire them to do the same thing. In fact, it can inspire them in ways you'll never know about. For instance, years and years and years ago, well, who here knows about Christmas Anonymous? In Rochester, they do this thing in a church where you can go shop for Christmas stuff if you don't have the means to shop otherwise. And it always happens around my birthday, December 9th. And one year, I went to it, and part of the routine is, if you are a shopping assistant, you get all these bags from Mills Fleet Farm. And you put them in your bag, kind of like you got tails, because these bags need to be full, and they will be full, and you need a bunch of them because you're getting clothes and toys and all kinds of things that a family will need for Christmas. And a lot of people are excited about it because they've been through it and they know they don't have the means to give their kids a great Christmas. But this is available and they get it, they get some food afterward. Other people are really ashamed because they are not used to getting help from other people. They are not used to feeling that community give them a hug. And this year I want to tell you about is like the ultimate moment in someone teaching me something and I didn't even know it and I didn't know them, and years later I found out how important it was to them that I was doing something good, and this is something you'll experience too. I was just laughing and having a great morning and bringing everyone around. Hey, here's the kids. You got 4 kids. You got two that are about 2 years old, 2 that are about 6 years old. Here's the lady at the 2-year-old table. We'll help you find clothes for your 2-year-old. Then we go over to the 4-year-old table. We'll find clothes for the 4-year-old. They got a teenager. We find clothes for them. We get a winter coat for them. We go to the toy shopping area, and I just help them move along the path. We're having a lot of laughs. It feels really good. It's December. It's snowy. Christmas is coming, and everyone's really feeling kind of jovial that day, kind of happy. And then I get a woman who just doesn't want to talk at all. And that happens sometimes. Sometimes it's because there's a language barrier. Sometimes it's because they're just feeling sad. And you don't know why. And it's not my job to tell them to be happy. So my job is really just to be there with them and help them shop. And I did that with this woman. I tried a few bits of conversation, and that kind of worked. But she really mostly just wanted someone quiet next to her, I thought. So I tried that. I just was quiet, and I helped her shop. And she just seemed so overtaken by this weight that was on her shoulders. And when we got her kid a bike, she teared up a little bit. And then we finished her shopping experience. I gave her the numbers, and I said, "Can I give you a hug?" It's always important to ask first, I think. And she said yes, and I hugged her, and she very quietly sobbed as we hugged for probably a good minute, which is longer, you know, than most hugs are. She just kept sobbing and sobbing, and then she let go, and she wiped her eyes, and she said thank you, and she went away. And then I went and got some more bags, and I thought that was a pretty powerful experience, but I didn't think about it much more that day because I had a bunch of other shoppers to help. About a year later, I was going to go on a date. I had meant to get my girlfriend some nice flowers and remembered at the last moment that I had not gotten her some flowers, so I went first to the gas station and realized gas station flowers would not give me a good date. If you're ever thinking about buying a sweetie pie flowers, the little cheap flowers wrapped in plastic at the gas station, well, no one says, "Hey, you thought of me ahead of time, thank you for that." So I went to what used to be Econo Foods, a grocery store where Trader Joe's is now in Rochester, where Chuck E. Cheese is. And inside they had this big floral department, kind of like Hy-Vee does. And I bought some flowers. It was a big, nice arrangement. And as I was walking away, the gal said, "Hey, hang on a second. Hang on. I need you to know something." And she came up and she told me her story. Her story was that she had been happily married with a bunch of kids when suddenly they, without even realizing anything was wrong, ended up without a father in the family because he died of a heart attack. She was young. She was in her late 20s, early 30s. They had just moved to town. They just bought a big house. Everything she had was gone because she had not had a job herself. Her husband made tremendous money. They were very happy in their life. And suddenly, the dad was gone. And this was her first real time going out in public asking for help after that had happened. And she was just in a very bad place emotionally, as you can imagine she would be. She just didn't feel like being around anyone. And she was at the bottom of anyone, way anyone could feel. She felt so low and felt like, I've never had to take charity before. This is awful. I don't like this. And as she was telling me the story, I remembered more and more about the visit. And I remembered how quiet I was with her after a while because I thought she didn't want to talk. And she finally said, I want to thank you for not talking too much that day because everything made me want to cry. And I want to thank you for the hug at the end because it gave me a chance to finally let my emotion out and be me. And I was able to get those tears out, and then I drove around, got my packages, got the food, and I drove away feeling fantastic because I had felt sad the entire time, but then I suddenly realized my kids are going to have a Christmas. And I have this Christmas because so many people in the community cared about people having a Christmas, about kids celebrating this joyous time of the year. I was able to feel happy because you gave me the chance to let some of that emotion go and appreciate what was happening around me. And I just want to thank you because although I'm sure I was only one of 20 people you helped that day, it made a huge difference. I was able to go home to my kids and not be sad. And I felt better and better, and eventually, she was back at school and she had a good job and life was better for her. And that's an amazing feeling to know that you've made that difference in someone's life. It's the moment I first realized why I did the community service stuff, why I tried to help people. I just did it before because I thought it was the right thing to do. And at that moment, I realized there's so much more to it. And when you did all the anti-cyber bullying work, whatever it was, whether it was Jenga, whether it was writing a newspaper article, whether it was going into classrooms and doing presentations, all of it, you'll never know how many people you affected with what you did. And it could be 10 years from now, 15 years now, someone comes to you and says, hey, when you did that, I finally understood that I had the right to stand up and say, stop it. No, I finally had the guts to say to my mom or my dad, hey, someone's cyberbullying me. Because it wasn't just in this school you reach people. Everyone you talk to has friends. Those people have friends. When you're on the radio, when you're in the newspaper, when you're on TV, wherever you are, on YouTube, when you have such an incredibly active Twitter account or your website, that reaches people way beyond you. And all of them, it's the ripple effect, all of them are going to feel something because you took an action. Because you decided you wanted to do something about cyberbullying. You broke up into teams and you did an incredible job. It was amazing. Because I've heard a lot of schools do anti-bullying stuff, anti-cyberbullying stuff, but I've never quite seen it where the students take such a commanding lead and get into it. So I think you should give yourselves a round of applause. Woo! And also, that as an on-air guy, it was a hoot and a holler to have you all on the air because you represented your school really well, all the ideas of your classmates really well. So I need you to come up here for a second because we're doing this thing with Foresight Bank, and Rachel is here from Foresight Bank to say, well, good job, congratulations, and she has something for you. Rachel.
Good morning, everybody. Oops, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say how proud I am of the Byron Middle School and the projects that you're doing. And on behalf of Foresight Bank, we're honoring you as the Cool Classroom for October. And behind the certificate is also some fun Visa gift card money that you can talk to with your teachers and decide what to do with that. So congratulations and great job.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Foresight Bank, for being part of the community and helping us out. And thank you for being unafraid of talking into the microphone and taking all my my silly jokes while I was on the air. You're fantastic. Thank you. And thank you very much. And because we are shooting this video, we do need to be able to end with a giant cheer. All right? Now, I don't know your high school cheer, your middle school cheer. Is it? Did you have a cheer that is like your fight song or something? You know, like Byron Bears, rawr, or something? Well, then we're going to invent it. Right now we're inventing it. And you guys have to help me. You three have to help me, okay? This is very short, and it's going to be hopefully very loud so everyone outside the auditorium can hear. I just need a big Byron Bears roar! So let's three of us practice it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Byron Bears roar!
All right? You can do that, right? All right. 1, 2, 3. Byron Bears roar! That's fantastic. And know that wherever you're sitting now, that's where you're going to be on the radio tomorrow morning when I play some of this back. So thank you very much for having us here in the school. Thank you for what you're doing against cyberbullying. And thank you for using